Hey, Fidelity, how can I remember to invest every month?
With the Fidelity app, you can choose a schedule and set up recurring investments in stocks and ETFs.
Oh, that sounds easier than I thought.
You got this.
Yeah, I do. Now, where did I put my keys?
You will find them where you left them.
Investing involves risk, including risk of loss. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
The following is a Red Apple Podcast Network presentation.
They say this is a big rich town. I just come from the poet's part. Bright light, city life, I gotta make it.
Welcome to Dominic Carter's podcast. This is Dominic Carter's City Hall. Now, here's Dominic Carter.
For some reason, we don't pay attention to cancer until we have it or a loved one or friend dies of cancer. It's time for that to change. Dominic Carter, Red Apple Podcast 77 WABC. This segment is all about cancer. One of the top research foundations is in our area. Joining us for the podcast is the president and CEO of the Damon Runyon Cancer Research Foundation, Dr. Young Lee. Thank you for joining us for the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me join you.
Of course, and we are glad that you are here. So you have a big event coming up the 29th of September at Yankee Stadium. A walk or run, the concourses, if you will, the ramps, the stairs, enjoying victory laps around the field, and 100% of the donations you raise will support cancer research. We'll come back to that. This year marks your 75th anniversary. I want you to explain why the foundation was founded and what has it achieved in that time.
The foundation was founded in 1946, and it's so great to have the opportunity to talk with you on the radio because our founder was actually Walter Winchell, who was a huge radio personality at the time. His best friend, Damon Runyon, died of throat cancer, and when his friend Damon Runyon passed away, Walter Winchell created the foundation and asked the men and women of America to give their spare change to support cancer research. And that was how our organization began. So 75 years ago, we had these very generous contributions from the men and women of America to support young people that were focusing their attention on cancer research and trying to make cancer a more treatable disease. As you said, so many people have been touched by cancer, and so it's incredibly important that we continue to make progress in the way that we view this disease so that we can beat it.
And that would be wonderful one day if it could happen. We are chatting with the president and CEO of the Runyon Cancer Research Foundation, Dr. Young Lee. I guess the next question that would normally apply in this situation is, why is funding physician scientists a focus for Damon Runyon?
We think it's incredibly important to fund people that are doing research in the laboratory, but also physicians who are actually seeing patients in the clinic every day and understand the challenges that are faced by cancer patients themselves. And so physician scientists are the people that are specially trained both in medicine as well as in research so that they can take the observations that they see from their patients, do the research in the lab, and then take those discoveries from the lab and translate those into better treatments, earlier diagnosis, and hopefully prevention of cancer.
So let's chat about your upcoming 5K event at Yankee Stadium, which has not been held in person since before the pandemic. What makes this year 5K stand out from previous years?
We are so excited to be able to return in person to Yankee Stadium. This year's event is taking place on a Thursday evening, and we are really, really looking forward to having our community there together to be able to support cancer research. And obviously, Yankee Stadium is one of the most amazing places to be if you're going to be doing an event like this. So we are just incredibly excited about having everyone in the stadium together, as you said, running those concourses, being down on the warning track, seeing yourself on the Jumbotron, and it's really going to be a fantastic event.
And where does the money raised from the 5K go? How much money has this event raised for the foundation, for example, in previous years?
So this event started in 2009, and over the years we've attracted thousands of participants. And over that time, we've raised over $6 million to support cancer research. 100% of everything that's raised from this event goes to support young scientists that are conducting cancer research. So not a single penny goes to administrative costs. Every dollar raised goes to support cancer research.
That is phenomenal in terms of what you folks are doing. We are chatting with Dr. Young Lee, who's the president CEO of the Runyon Cancer Research Foundation. Dr. Lee, I want you to pull out your crystal ball. What is the next big thing in cancer research?
Parents of tweens, if you're familiar with far-off drop-offs...
Dad, stop, right here.
Or get DMs about what's for dinner, you may be experiencing tween milestones. For your son or daughter, these can start at age 9. HPV vaccination, a type of cancer prevention against certain HPV-related cancers, can start then too.
For most, HPV clears on its own. But for those who don't clear the virus, it can cause certain cancers later in life.
Embrace this phase. Help protect them in the next.
Ask their doctor today about HPV vaccination. Brought to you by Merck.
I would say that one of the things that we are most excited about is personalized medicine. So the cancer research that's going on today is leading to a better understanding of each individual person's cancer so that when somebody is diagnosed, the physicians can determine what will be the best treatment for that individual patient, what will they best respond to, and what will give them the best chance of a cure. And now we have, such wonderful, new progress that's been made that enables patients to be treated not just with things like chemotherapy and radiation that have really damaging side effects, but more tailored treatments that are specific to the individual, like targeted therapies and immunotherapies that actually harness the body's own immune system to target and attack the cancer. So we're really, really getting to a point where there's just a lot more options for people to have the best possible chance of being able to treat and cure cancers.
Why is Damon Runyon an effective organization within the field of cancer research?
Well, it really goes to that 100%. 100% of all dollars raised go directly to young scientists. And we support innovation. We provide these scientists with the resources to be innovative and to take risks and be bold at earlier points in their careers. And so we think that that's what really enables us to be as effective as we are. And these are the kinds of researchers that lead to breakthroughs in cancer.
Well, you were a Damon Runyon scientist yourself, I believe, during your scientific training. What impact does that have on you now as you run the organization?
I was actually a Damon Runyon scientist myself, and it's really been extraordinary to now have the opportunity to lead this organization because I spent much of my career in the laboratory doing cancer research, and had a relationship with Damon Runyon. I understand the challenges that young scientists face today, and I understand the importance of the work that they do. And so I think that a lot of this really leads to why I'm so passionate and dedicated to the work of Damon Runyon, and why we are so excited about being able to support the next generation of leaders in cancer research.
I close this way, Dr. Lee. How can our listeners find out more about your work and, of course, the Runyon 5K coming up at Yankee Stadium?
The best place to find information about both the Damon Runyon Cancer Research Foundation and the Runyon 5K is on our website. If you're interested in signing up for the Runyon 5K, you can go directly to runyon5k.org, and Damon Runyon's website with all the various information about our history, as well as the science that we're funding and other events that are coming up, is available on damonrunyon.org, and that's DAMONRUNYON.org.
Dr. Lee, we thank you for your leadership. Dr. Young Lee, who is the president and CEO of the Runyon Cancer Research Foundation, we thank you, and your success is our success. And thank you very much in terms of the fight against cancer. Thank you very much for what you and the scientists are doing.
Thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing, hopefully, you and many of your listeners on September 29th at Yankee Stadium. Thanks so much.
And that brings this episode to a close. Folks, if you are interested in my book on my life growing up in New York City and overcoming numerous obstacles, or my bobblehead doll, you can go to my website, DominicCarterOnline.com, all one word, DominicCarterOnline.com. You can catch me on 77 WABC weeknights, midnight to 1 a.m. Go check out the Dominic Carter merchandise at the 77 WABC store, from Dominic Carter t-shirts to hats and much more. Go to WABCRadiostore.com. Dominic Carter, Red Apple Podcasts, 77 WABC.
Dominic Carter Socials on Twitter at Dominic TV and Facebook and Instagram. Dominic Carter TV. Email at dominic.carter@wabcradio.com. Until the next episode, be well. And as Dominic always says, stay positive. The glass is always half full, never half empty. Dominic Carter City Hall.